This is tier 2 4b dividing polynomials. So now we're going to find all the roots, but first we're going to use long division to divide a cubed minus 6a squared plus 11a minus 6 divided by a minus 1. Then we're going to find the remaining roots by factoring or the quadratic formula. So I'm going to start by using that long division. So I'm going to put a cubed minus 6a squared plus 11a minus 6 in the division. And we've got a minus 1. So I'm going to multiply by a squared. Remember, I multiply both of these. So a squared times a is a cubed. And a squared times negative 1 is negative 1a squared, and we subtract both of these. A cubed minus a cubed is 0. Then negative 6a squared minus minus, so plus 1a squared is negative 5a squared. And I bring down 11a. And now I need to figure out what I could multiply a by to get negative 5a squared. Well, negative 5a times a is negative 5a squared. Well, that worked. And then we need to distribute that. Negative 5a times negative 1. Negative times a negative makes it positive. 5 times 1 is 5, and we have 1a. Minus parenthesis. So minus 5a squared minus minus makes this plus 5a squared, which cancels. And then we have 11a minus 5a for 6a. And then now I'm going to bring down that minus 6. And now I need to figure out what times a gives me 6a. Well, positive 6. Positive 6 times a is 6a. Positive 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. And I subtract. So 6a minus 6a is 0. And negative 6 minus minus makes this plus 6 for 0. So we have a remainder of 0, which is good. So now we have a squared minus 5a plus 6. And now we're going to factor or use the quadratic formula to finish factoring this to find the remaining roots. So I'm on factors of AC that add up to B. Well, A is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. That adds up to negative 5. Well, 1 times 6 is 6, and 1 plus 6 is 7. That doesn't work. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm going to make them both negative. Negative times a negative makes positive 6, and negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So my factors are a minus 2, a minus 3, and I could find the remaining roots by setting them both equal to 0. So they would be a minus 2 equals 0, a minus 3 equals 0. I could solve it by adding 2, a equals 2, and solve it by adding 3, a equals 3. There's my other two roots, and then 1 was my third root.